Just don't try to be over smart. You have heard this phrase many times. In this video, we will see how Black's over smartness leads him to lose a game. But meanwhile, like this video and subscribe to my channel. So the game starts with 1 d4. Black replies with d5. And here white sacrifices a pawn with e4. Black takes this pawn on e4. Now white attacks this pawn with knight to c3. So now white wants to capture this pawn on the next move. So the most logical move for black is knight to f6, defending his extra pawn. Now we will play f3. If black doesn't take this pawn, we will simply capture on e4. So now he takes this pawn, and instead of taking naturally with the knight, we will take here with the queen. Queen takes on f3. Now we are sacrificing one more pawn, and black simply takes it with queen takes on d4. And now here we play our bishop out and attack this queen on d4. So now as you can see here, white is ready to castle long side and already has uh, 1 2 1 2 3 pieces out, and on the same time black has only 2 pieces out. So white strategy here is to keep this king in the center and make use of his pieces in the game. So now here black black tries to act smart. He plays queen to b4. Now he is attacking the pawn here and indirectly stopping long castle, as long castle would lead to bishop to g4. But we will simply play long castle, and after bishop to g4, it's your move. You can pause this video for some time and find the winning move for white. So I hope you had paused the video for some time and are ready with your move. So the move here is knight to b5. So now as you can clearly see here, if black takes this queen on f3, then knight to c7 is just a checkmate. So now black here has 6 moves to stop knight takes c7 checkmate. We will look at all of them one by one. So the first move here is knight to a6. Here black is defending the c7 square with this knight. So now we will just go and capture this pawn here on b7. Queen takes on b7. So now this rook and the knight both are hanging. So black would try to save this rook. So there are two squares to save this rook. One is on b8 and other is on d8. So if he places rook to b8, you can once again pause this video and find the winning move for white. So I hope you had paused the video for some time and had come with a move. So if your answer is queen takes on e6, not bad. It is still winning for white. But the move here is the stunning queen sacrifice. Queen takes on b8, and after knight takes on b8, knight takes c7 is a checkmate. So that means he cannot save his rook on b8. The second option is rook to d8. But here black will lose this queen on b4. We will play knight takes c7 check, and now knight takes on c7. And now black here has a trick. If we take this queen on b4, he would take here on d1 and it's a checkmate. But don't worry. White here has intermediate move. Rook takes d8 check. And now black is forced to take with the king. King takes on d8, and after queen takes on b4, black has lost his queen, and here white is winning. So this means he cannot save this rook on a8 and has to satisfy himself by making square for his king either with e6 or e5. But after that queen takes on a8 and king e7. As you can see here, white has all his pieces out. Black has still 2 pieces yet to develop, and this king is weak in the center. So this position is just winning for white. So the second move here, black can try to save himself, is knight b to d7. So now here black has created a square for his king on d8. But now here white will simply take this pawn on b7, queen takes on b7. White wants to mate with queen takes on 8. So if bishop takes on d1, then queen takes 8 check, and here black would have to give up his knight. So now this rook cannot be saved either on b8 or d8, as rook to b8 would lead to this checkmate as we already saw in the previous variation. And if black plays rook to d8, then it would be made directly after knight takes on c7. So it is important to save the rook, and the only move to save the rook is queen to d5. So now, but we will simply take this queen takes, knight takes, and we will play this intermediate move, rook d4, attacking this knight on e4. And as soon as the knight moves from here, we will take knight takes c7, king d8, and knight takes on a8. And white here is completely winning as he has a whole rook up. Now third move here, black can try, is knight f to d7. But here we will simply take queen takes on b7. And now if black takes this rook here on d1, then queen c8 would just be a checkmate. So here he has to create a square for his king on e7, and we will simply play knight to f3, saving our rook. And this rook on 8 is completely gone. So here also white is completely winning as he is winning this rook on a8. So now fourth option here for black to stop this mate is to play bishop to d7. Same idea, to create a square for the king on d8. But now here we will simply take on b7, queen takes on b7. So now white's threat here is simple. If black plays something like h5, then white would play queen c8 check, bishop c8, and knight takes on c7 checkmate. So black here has to create a square for his king with e6. But we will simply take this rook on a8, and white here is completely winning as he has a whole rook up. So the next move, black can tries knight to d5, defending this c7 square and also attacking this bishop. But here we will simply take queen takes on a8, and now here the knight is hanging and it would be a checkmate. So he has to create a square for his king on e6. But now here we will play queen takes b8 check, king e7, and here the best move is a3, and after queen to a5, the only move to save the queen. And after here we will take queen takes on e7, forcing the queen trade. And here white is completely winning as he has whole rook extra, also a piece up. So the fifth option here for black is to play e6 and create a square for the king on e7. So here we will play knight takes e7 check, king e7 only one. Here we will play this move which is surprising, is queen takes on b7. And now if black takes, then bishop to c5 is simple checkmate. So now here black, if black saves his queen with something like queen to a5, then we will play knight to d5, check from the queen as well as the knight. And now after king to d8, we will simply play bishop to b6 check. If black takes with the pawn, then queen c7, king e8, and queen c8 is a checkmate. So here he is forced to take with the queen, and after knight takes on b6, as you can see here, white is completely winning as he has won this queen, and he is also going to win this rook on a8. So the next or sixth option here for black is to play the move e5. Here the same, knight takes e7 check, king e7, and queen takes on b7. As we saw in the previous variation, queen takes b7 means bishop to c5 is checkmate. So here if black plays queen to a5, then again knight to d5 check from both knight and queen. And here if black plays queen to d8, then same thing, bishop to b6. If pawn takes, then queen c7, queen c8 is a checkmate. So he has to take with the queen, and after knight takes on b6, white is completely winning. And if he here plays king to d6, then just knight to f6 check from the rook, and this knight here is gone. Of course he will take here, but after queen takes on a8, here white is completely winning due to this weak king here on in the middle of the board. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Jai Hind.